British parents face higher childcare costs as a share of household income than any other country. Well, this morning I'm delighted to speak to an MP who's recently become a parent and is campaigning to cut the cost of childcare. Saqib Bhatti is the Conservative MP for Meriden and joins me now. Welcome to the programme. What can be done in practical terms to reduce this enormous expense for parents?
Well, thanks for having me on, Tom. I mean, as a new parent, I've discovered this is a bit of a minefield when it comes to finding childcare, and the cost is so high. And when constituents and parents are talking to me, the one thing they always say is, the cost of childcare is just punitive at times. And there are a number of ways we can do it. We actually have a really strong, one of the best childcare sectors in the world, and the balance we have to achieve is to try and retain that while also trying to find measures to reduce the cost. So you can do things like increase ratios in nurseries, which is not a uncontroversial thing in itself. It's obviously a highly regulated sector, so we have a gold-plated scheme, the EYFS, which means that it's highly regulated. Childminders and care settings have to follow some of the most stringent regulations in the world, and then also I think we can go further. I think we can look at how informal childminders and family members who can participate in childcare can be incentivised.
It's interesting looking at this sector in particular. There's an argument to say that some of the fiscal transfer that has taken place in recent years, some of the programmes to subsidise childcare to some extent may well have pushed up costs for those that do not receive the subsidy, i.e. not bringing down the cost, but just simply giving more money to pay for it more. It seems like there might have been extra inflation due to government action in this centre. In this sense, it's an interesting issue because this is one where the solutions might be politically difficult, but might also be free to do.
Well, the thing is, I mean, there is a strong Conservative argument to rectifying this. We, as a party, believe in the role of the family. We believe in the fact that actually, if you deregulate and you let the market make decisions, ultimately what will happen is you will get a what I call a productivity dividend. So the OECD predicts that you will get a 10% increase in GDP. But also, it goes further than that. Generally speaking, it is women and mothers who end up staying at home. I mean, that's the overarching kind of trend in our society. And by giving more flexibility and choice, and it is about flexibility and choice, it means that you can allow for a greater female participation in the workforce. You've got lots of opportunities there. And then you can start to effectively address the gender pay gap, which it starts effectively when women have to, extricate themselves from the workforce to effectively take care of the children.